This is WWJ, the Weapon with Joe, from the island of Kauai, Hawaii. What we got here is, I was using this Daiwa minnow. This is a floater, and this is a diver. And I thought I'd try to do this same time with different reels. This is the Tsunami. It's got over 30 cranking hours. It's not as smooth. What I've noticed when I use the Daiwa, it's hard to crank. So we're going to use this on the HMX rod, 50-pound braid, and we've got the Spheros, my go-to. The only difference are the lures. One's a diver and one's not, but I think they still dive about the same and the cranking difficult. But it was hard to crank earlier, and we got it all set up correctly. 7-pound drag, 10-pound out of the rod, and we're gonna see the difference between the Tsunami one and the Spheros, how easy it is to crank. Because I was using the mullet, the coolie, and the hallelujah, and the Papa Joe, and they were easy to crank because you don't have a big lip. But this is a lip here, and it's digging, so it's moving, so it's hard to crank. That's what I noticed anyway. So we're gonna put this HMG down here with the Spheros, and then we're gonna try. We tried 3 pops here with the crank and pop, and we're gonna see the difference between one's heavier or easier to crank and one's not. We're trying about maybe 60 yards here. But say this thing is diving, so it's diving, and it's I don't know. It was hard to crank earlier, so I thought I'd make this test here and see what is is it easier, because I'm cranking and popping. I don't know if you can see the rod here, but it's the same thing as leaving the rod up in this position. But I don't use it in this position because this is a diver, so I want the lure to go dive deeper. So otherwise, if you do it this way, this lure is come out of the water. So I normally leave the rod down and crank and pop down on the downside versus up, which is in this portion here. When I do it in this mode, that's my normal popping mode. But because it's diving, sometimes I see the lure come out of the water. So it's right off the water right now. I can see you can see the foam there. So I go down here and I pop down here, and then the lure is maybe 1 or 2 feet deeper, maybe, or whatever. It's deeper than coming on top of the water, though. It's still a crank and pop. Now I'm going to switch over and we'll try one more time here. I'm not sure how far we're throwing, but we're throwing with the wind. And this is like it's about 31 grams. 31 grams, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 1, 2, 3. 63. So it's 63. So it's 63 yards. It's approximately around there. 63 yards. So we're going to put this down here, and then we're going to use the Spheros and see which one is easier to crank. So this is the Spheros 6000 here. The only difference is the rod and the reel, and of course the lure. One's a diver and this one here is a diver. It's smooth. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, it's way smoother than the Tsunami. So if you're cranking the way I do, you're gonna feel that, like I say, it's hard to crank. The Shimano is really easy, and I think maybe because this ball is heavier compared to the other ball, and of course it's smoother. I mean, they got better gearing, and maybe later on the Tsunami will get better, but it got smoother. But I notice now, if it's not like I said, not a stick bait, it's very difficult to crank. Like this one here. This is a Spheros right here. The Spheros is very, very easy to crank. So that's probably why I like it so much. I mean, it's smooth. It's very smooth. Although you're looking at about maybe $60 more for a Spheros versus the other one at 110. You can buy this on the web for about 180, I think, Spheros, somewhere around there. I've heard people in Hawaii say they were paying about 160. In Kauai, we're paying $208 for the Spheros. You know, so it's a high priced. A lot of people wanted, or parents, I guess, wanted something more affordable. So anyway, this is what we got. So what I noticed then is, like I said, with the Spheros, it's easier to crank with almost any lure you got. And that's about it. I mean, it's because the gearing, see the bearings or the gear is very smooth. So anyway, this was just a field test between the two. The Tsunami is hard to crank. It's more difficult than the Spheros, I'll put it that way, and it's because of the gearing. That's all I can say. Yeah, Shimano just has better gearing, of course. Maybe it's, you know, because they say it's about $60 more. But anyway, again, this is WWJ Whipping with Joe, and this is comparing the Tsunami Shield 6K and the Spheros 6K. This one here has more yardage than this, though. I mean, that's one of the advantages of this one here. You can use this for dunking. It's got 50-pound braid, and it's got over like 300 yards in it. This one here is like about 200, actually 230, 240 with 20-pound braid in the backing. Again, this is WWJ Whipping with Joe. Still, Spheros top dog, smoother. And I don't know how long it lasts, but it's 255 hours. We've got 30 hours on this one. It's still smooth though. I mean, you know, but still hard to crank when you use one of these poppers. But anyway, again, WWJ Whipping with Joe. Aloha. Yes.